Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, here on this beautiful Wednesday morning to talk about the astrology and pull some oracle cards for guidance to help you navigate the energies of the week. And we are talking about Mercury Retrograde today. I think this is going to be, well, it's already one for the ages. We've been in the retrograde shadow since June 29th. So events that have started since then, there's going to be a second and possibly third act related to these events. I took the time last night and did a video. It's over an hour, but I wanted to be really comprehensive. And I did this, it's on my YouTube channel, so you can go over there to watch it. Please subscribe and like and comment if you want on the video. And I'm going to be doing more on YouTube too, because I wanted to teach about like bigger picture retrograde things on how they show up. And then what we've seen in the pre-shadow and how it may show up in the retrograde cycle or the post-shadow. Yeah. So there's so many events, and I have every year I've been doing for Kepler College, I'll talk about the retrogrades and I'll give predictions. And Mercury's in Leo. I have been on point with the Saturn, the Neptune, and the Mercury retrograde so far. So we'll see how things continue to unfold. Hey, Raven, so nice to see you. And Ridiculisa. Yes. And Brett Brujo and everyone. And Maria. And I can't read that. Marin, welcome. Yeah, hey, Kels. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Maria. My video with Dabney Lawless, too. So I did a video with Dabney Lawless of Lawless Astrology. You can go to her YouTube channel. It's fabulous. About the Epstein files. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. And then I did a video on my own channel about Mercury retrograde and all these stories that are surfacing. Okay, so today we're going to use the Love Me Oracle deck by Voglio Bene and Sandy Tattoo 2.0. And it's a rock pool deck. And it's called Tell Me You Love Me Oracle. And I think this is so perfect for the energy, because this Mercury retrograde, I've been calling it all these different names. So this is a really important one because it keeps in my consciousness. And it's like the truth hurts is one of the things I was thinking. And today the president is telling his supporters that they're stupid if they believe in the Epstein hoax. This is something, and I don't think people talk a lot about it, or maybe I've missed it. But what happens with Mercury retrograde, it's not necessarily a miscommunication. Things come out of our mouths that we wouldn't say, but they're the truth sometimes. Yeah, with this cycle, it's like it turns our internal thought processes outward. And like we start communicating things that we normally wouldn't say. I have this neighbor, I'll just tell the story. I might as well tell on myself. And he has been wearing, and he's like, I don't understand what's going on. But anyway, he's a very nice man. I don't think anything's wrong with him. He's got a job and he's in finance and all of this kind of stuff. And he has been wearing the same sweater since COVID, and now I saw him this week. It's got huge holes in the sleeves, and it's been like falling apart for years. And I know he has money, and I said to him yesterday, I'm like, I think it might be time for a new sweater. And it's like something I would never normally say. I don't know if he even heard me, because he didn't react. He started talking about something else. But it's like, and I'm saying this out of concern because he's starting to look like he's hopeless. I mean, it's like holes this big in the sleeves and stuff. But I normally wouldn't just say anything, just mind my own business. But it kind of came out. So just be aware that, especially these next couple of days, there's really this energy for things you normally wouldn't say to come out, and there can be a problem with someone. There was no problem with my neighbor, but it was just. But it's like there's gaping holes all over this sweater. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, he must love it, Raven. Yes, he must love his sweater. He was looking like a hot mess. His shirt was all ripped up too. Oh my God. And he's like in his 60s. So it's an odd situation. Yeah. Yeah, and it's time to get more information. Yes. But I should have just minded my own business. I read Brujo, but it just came out. So notice when you see things like that. Yesterday on Fox News, this Greg guy anyway, he started talking about how, I guess MAGA should claim the Nazi word, and starts proudly telling people they're Nazis, like black people have with the N-word, or he calls us the blacks. So anyway, we'll see if that story comes back or has some repercussions, because he just blurted this stuff out. There's no comparison between the N-word and Nazism. So just so you know that. Yeah. So that was another story, but the big story is the Epstein. Epstein is back in the news. And this is a great example of retrogrades and the energy of retrogrades. So, well, on June 5th, the day Venus was at 29 degrees of Aries, and the 29th degree is crisis and decay. And Aries rules conflict and Venus rules relationships. Elon Musk dropped on Twitter, he said that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. And this, we had the Venus retrograde in Aries earlier in the year. So it was like, that was like that final, like that's something that he wanted to stay. Now he took it back, but this has started this cascade of events where people are demanding it. And on 2 days after Neptune went retrograde, but we were in the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. I think it was 2 days. Anyway, it was the day Uranus went into Gemini. So this is one of the biggest Uranus and Gemini stories. They said that the Epstein file, it was there's no list. He committed suicide. No one was blackmailed. And the MAGA verse has gone insane, and it's called a fracturing. Uranus and Gemini could be minds shattering. And I'm calling this chart pattern we have in the sky right now with Uranus and Gemini went in on July 7th to make a smooth, easy flowing trine to Pluto and Aquarius. And Gemini and Aquarius are both air signs. Air communicates, air connects, air is humane. It's about how people relate to each other, think, idea sharing, all of this kind of stuff. And Gemini, we're concerned with the mind and the thought processes, and Aquarius has to do with group dynamics. So like this mind shattering about, things, the plutonic, the underworld things about groups coming to the surface. And then they're both in a sextile with Neptune in Aries, and Saturn's there right now too. But Neptune in Aries, I call pop the balloon. It's like the propaganda machine is no longer as effective, and it can be about, this is happening for people across the world, not just this, but this is one story about it, where preconceived, the things you just kind of believed, you come to this reality with Saturn, and oh my God, I didn't know that. I see that. That was a lie. I was being deceived. And I called this chart pattern a mini grand trine that could also be called a wedge. the road to Damascus, because that's on the road to Damascus. Saul was a Pharisee, and he was persecuting Christians. And then on the road to Damascus, he was struck blind for 3 days, and he had this spiritual awakening, and then he had this religious transformation and became a disciple of Jesus Christ. And I really feel like that's symbolic of this energy where people, and it can be about a lot of different things. And Dabney and I talked about this, like you're coming to awakenings about things about yourself, about the collective, about what you believed, what you thought was true. Now you feel like, oh my God, that's not true. Like you're getting information about, oh, that's how my thinking evolved. So just be very aware of that. It's an interesting thing where we see, and this is something we're going to continue to see, is people waking up and letting go. It's like the scales fall away from your eyes about something. So this could be a great journal prompt for this Mercury retrograde. What scales have fallen away from your eyes over, the last year or whatever? Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, when your dad was young, he loved dressing well, and he'd throw anything on. Oh, maybe that's just it. Raven, yes, yeah. So it's interesting. So see when you notice that, and I did that last night, and this morning I wake up to Israel bombing Syria, where Damascus is. So there's a lot of energy, and you see it in the collective. That's the energy of attack and upheaval and all of this kind of stuff. So just be mindful about what you're saying to other people, because with retrogrades, what it can do, like a Mercury retrograde, like you throw a boomerang at someone and then it turns and it comes right back at you. The new moon in Leo, which is happening next week, could be really intense in terms of Israel because it's conjunct their moon opposite Pluto. So I'm concerned about fighting starting right before Mercury retrograde, because there is a higher risk of making a mistake and problems occurring. Yeah. Oh, Ben, in March, you were saying you were disappointed in Pluto and Aquarius. You're disappointed, and some replied that the revolution would take 250 years. What do you mean 250 years? No, Pluto's in Aquarius for 20 years. It's slow. Pluto has the impact, and I don't know I wish I knew what astrologer said this, the impact of a tsunami, but it moves at the speed of a glacier. And I think it needed the trigger of Uranus coming in, and Uranus just came in last week. So Pluto went in Aquarius, but I think we're seeing a huge falling away of people are waking up around the lies they've been told by the president. I don't know where they got that he was some kind of Jesus figure, but whatever. I don't even want to go down that road. But now they're realizing they've been had, hoodwinked, bamboozled. So, and it's a hard thing to come to grips with. Yeah. Yes, the new moon is 2 degrees of Leo, and the Israel's moon is 4 degrees of Leo in the 10th house. So the moon rules the people, the 10th house, the executive branch. There's going to be a new moon there opposite Pluto, and it's also sextile Uranus. This could be setting off a lot of conflict, but I want somebody to release the Epstein files. I thought Elon was going to push that through, but then he got this deal for $200 million to give his Nazi, this AI that's spewing out all of this anti-Semitism, calling itself Mecha Hitler, to our Defense Department. This is extremely disturbing, and it's a Mercury retrograde story. Will this keep going forward, or will there be people behind the scenes that get this stopped? We shall see, because this is crazy, but it's in line with everything that's going on. Something that I think may come back, Beyonce got her choreographer, and Mercury rules her 6th house, and the 6th house is employees. At the full moon last week, they left all their stuff, suitcases, in a car in Atlanta. I mean, you don't leave valuables in a car. Who doesn't know this? And anyway, somebody stole it. So they got her unreleased music and who knows what else. So she's in her Uranus opposition. I talk about this and show the chart in the video. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that story. Will she get her music back? Are these people going to blackmail her? Or are they just going to sell it on the street? Mercury's retrograde in Leo. It rules entertainment. Retrogrades are like conflict and disagreements. We have this beautiful opportunity to do internal work, but problems surface during the shadow, the pre-shadow, and then at the retrograde. Are we going to wake up and there's like videos and of her practicing or something? They may be a little embarrassing, potentially, or will it be interesting if something embarrassing is released because Pluto's conjunct her south node in her 10th house. It may not be, but I'm really interested to see what happens with that story related to the Mercury retrograde. Yeah, and watching her chart can be a big learning thing. Thank you for the badge, Ben. Yeah, so yeah, that's another story. But I think there's going to be all kinds of gossipy nuggets coming out about different things. Like Nicki Minaj went crazy the other day. I don't know what she's all upset about. I did not understand. I've read her post. I did not understand it. I don't know this beef she has with SZA. And it was very Leonic. She's like, are you suggesting that you are the star I am? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's someone you can keep an eye on if you can understand what's going on with that. And there'll probably be others. I wonder if the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni, that thing is going to have something going on with that. That could be because those two celebrities have been fighting for a year. We'll see. But what is my suggestion for Mercury retrograde? It's a great time to do some internal work. It's going retrograde tomorrow night or Friday morning, depending on where you live. And the moon during a last quarter moon phase where the moon is in Aries, which rules the self, conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So like you may be feeling tender about yourself. And Jupiter is in Cancer. Okay, let me finish. And then Eris, the goddess of chaos. So it's not surprising there's upheaval in, this attacking Damascus. There's a volcano going off in Iceland. Like you can see the intensity. That's the intensity of this. It's Saturnian because Saturn went retrograde last weekend. So there's Saturnian stuff that's coming up with this Mercury retrograde. It's a little tough. And because the moon is reporting to Mars in Virgo and it's conjunct the south node, be careful about dog bites. It's like if you have a dog, just be extra present, extra paying attention when you're walking around because Mars rules like dogs that are for protection and Mercury rules dogs that are like companions. And with Mercury retrograde and Mars going to the draining south node, yeah, that could be like you're at the dog park and it's all pandemonium is unleashed. So just be aware that there's a little elevated risk of dog fights. Okay, yeah, dog fights, fire, and the truth coming out. Yeah, and being extra, read all about it. dramatic, like people in public, like being dramatic, like in an argument. I think we're going to see that as well. Yeah, and just pay attention to your surroundings. There is, like, people are really pent up, especially if you're around some of these, you know, MAGA people who are losing their minds. Because what can happen is people start to lash out at perceived people who they feel like they have grievances with. So it's not a good weekend to get into a fight with a stranger. Let's just put it that way. It's really not going to be worth it. It's a good weekend to get some popcorn and watch other people and learn how this shows up in the collective by watching other people interact. Yeah, that new moon is going to be something. Interesting is a way to put it. Claudia. Yeah. Hey, Hilda Puppy. So nice to see you at Main Street, Madre. Oh, you already backed up your laptop, Raven. Excellent. Hey, Southern Lady. Yes. Oh, hi, Anna. Oh, you just saw a dog today in the neighborhood going around harassing other dogs. Oh, so you already saw it today in the pre-shadow. If you see that dog, once Mercury goes retrograde, give it a wide berth, but it sounds like it's only harassing other dogs. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There may be a 3-part story with that, Anna. Hopefully no dogs are injured in that. Yeah. Okay. But let's see what happens with, you know, okay. And so what does Mercury rule? Siblings. So siblings, neighbors, these are the places. Journalists, gymnasts, like travel agents are mercurial. I think there's going to be something about a limousine driver coming up, like a limousine driver giving information. I thought like with Epstein Island, I'm getting like a limousine driver or housekeepers. I bet there are all these staff people interviewed in the files that if they're not dropped now, I think they're coming out. Whether they come out or not, it's a turning point for the Trump administration where they're losing a lot of support. But when they told us with deceptive Neptune going retrograde, there's nothing to see here. When Neptune goes direct, I talk about this in the video on YouTube. That may be when it comes out. Okay. Hey, Casey. Oh, okay. So Rory literally just had a woman scream at you and call you a jackass for crossing the street. Yes, feeling the aggro energy. There is so much aggro energy out there. Yeah. Oh my God, a lady had to hide from that dog. Well, I hope somebody calls the authorities because that dog is probably going to get worse. Hey, Casey. Yeah, that dog is probably going to get worse over the next couple of days. Yeah. Yes, Uranus and Gemini is a great time for the files to be released. And I'm telling you, astrology amazes me. And I posted on the video, I had like done this thing. I never posted it. I was like venting my rage about the election and whatnot. And I said some things that I didn't feel like it was a smart thing to post. But I was doing all the transits that are coming up. And I said Uranus and Gemini on July 7th, stories of abuse about child abuse. And because Gemini rules children and Uranus rules, shocking things. And on that day, the Supreme Court said that Donald Trump could get rid of the Department of Education, and that was the day the Epstein files dropped, or they told us they don't exist. So child abuse is a big story of Uranus and Gemini. It's going to trine Pluto. This is the energy of things coming out, and with there's the energy for this to come out. I think it's going to come out. And it's so in line with Pluto in Aquarius. You know, these people in the power structure who are just amassing massive, massive amounts of wealth so that they can have, you know, their yachts and their do this, that, and the other thing, and dripping in jewels and everything, while people who who support their lifestyles, who work for them, are like barely scrapping by. I mean, with Walmart, the United States has to feed a lot of Walmart's employees on like Medicaid and all this kind of stuff because they don't get paid enough. And it's obscene what companies like they do. And people, we're getting to a breaking point. This is what Trump is here to do. He's here to be so egregious. Like this week, it was announced that they're just going to burn food that could feed thousands that was supposed to go to USAID. They're just going to burn and incinerate this food rather than feeding people. It's just the cruelty is the point. It's needed in order to wake people up so that they rise up and demand fairness into this system where there's just all this wealth hoarding breaks, I think, is what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of years. So we'll see. We'll see if we've had enough. Yeah, I hope so too. Yes, yeah. Incinerating food meant for children. That's what they did. That's what they did. Yeah, it's sick, it's perverse, it's obscene, and yeah, the cruelty is needed for us to new layers of cruelty with Saturn and Aries in the sign of its fall. But I'm feeling like this is going to be a good Mercury retrograde for popcorn because there's going to be like funny or Schadenfreude stuff. Yeah. And I keep hearing the Pink Pony Club song keeps playing in my head. Chappelle Roan's Pink Pony Club. Stay out of strip clubs this weekend. I don't know why I keep hearing that song in my head. This would be my recommendation, if you can. Do I think the names of the clients? I think yes. I think some client names are coming out. And I wrote at some point 5 biggest offenders. So I think there may be 5 people that come out. Yeah. Yeah. Leo brings the drama, the intrigue, the ooh. Like there's going to be some stuff we're looking at with our mouths hanging open and been like, oh, really? Girl? Like it's fun. There's going to be something that's kind of fun or funny that comes out. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely clients. Yeah, and Giselle Maxwell she offered to testify in front of Congress, and all the Republicans are on record. They blocked Ro Khanna's release of the Epstein files. The Democrat made a motion. We should just release him. Let's just burn it all down and let the chips fall where they may and let these people be exposed. No, the Republicans all voted no because their leaders probably the number one offender in the files. And the second thing is, they said no, they don't want Ghislaine Maxwell to testify about what she knows. So maybe she'll go to the media next so that she can get her pardon. She's in a Uranus square, and Uranus is traveling in the sky in her 12th house of prison square, Uranus in her 4th house of home, and Mercury is stationing retrograde 1 degree from her moon in her 4th house. So is Ghislaine Maxwell going home is my question. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a yes. Yeah, I really don't think they're going to put her lights out. That would be too much. Yeah, some people think they might put her lights out. Yes, damage control with Max. Hey, Cheryl in the LBC, so good for you. Oh, Kel said Pink Pony Club is stuck in her head too. So look for things about horses, as well as that song. It's such a great song, but it's about a dancer in a club. Yeah, I think she may just very well get her part in. Okay, let me pull these cards. Oh, my announcements. Gosh. I'm doing a Revolution Rising free summit with Christina Claudel. That's in my link in my bio. I have so many things I'm doing. Go to the link in my bio if you want to see, like, if you're interested in coming to my predictive training in Utah. I'm doing a Stormy Grace's YouTube challenge. If you want to up your YouTube game, that's what my goal is. Yeah, I really want to up my YouTube game, and I don't know. Oh, the Kepler Symposium I'm speaking at. I need to put that in there. Okay. Maybe someone who was given one of those binders will release it to the media. Yeah. Anonymous has been threatening to release stuff. And Julia says, random, but Mars is opposite your moon in Pisces. And you got a piece of glass stuck in your foot. That is so literal, Julia. Absolutely. Mars cuts. Pisces rules the feet. Yeah. And Virgo's a health thing. So make sure you keep it, clean it really well. Yeah. I hope it feels better. Okay. We're going to use the Love Me Oracle today. And it's a rock pool deck. Look how beautiful the back of the cards are. And I think this is a good time to really, because Mercury Retrograde invites us to go in and to review and revisit things about ourselves. And Leo is that heart-centered fire of I create. And it's the energy of letting your light shine, like who you really are, because the sun rules Leo. And with the moon conjunct Chiron at the last quarter moon, people may be feeling kind of tender internally. I got on the scale this morning and I almost passed out. Jupiter in Cancer is killing me. I've gained almost 5 pounds. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go on a cleanse, my Prolon cleanse next week. But anyway, let me get off of that. But self-love, loving yourself despite the fact your tummy is making it difficult to zip your pants. My God. Yes, this is a very Leo name for an oracle. So this is about thinking about self-love. I think we can do. Oh, good. You lost pounds because of a stomach bug. Well, I don't want a stomach bug. I've been sick twice. Okay, so let's start with, you know what I want to do? I want to do a bigger picture. We're thinking about Mercury retrograde for the collective from the I Ching. Now I'm into this I Ching. What is something about the collective that's a Mercury retrograde wisdom? What does the I Ching have to say? And then we'll do the cards for each of the... And this is Leo Lunea Weatherstone's I Ching deck. Okay, I pulled number 24. I'm really concerned about, I don't even want to get into the weather. It's awful. Okay, all these floods. Okay, the turning point. What did I say? I said that this Epstein thing is a turning point for the Trump administration. Above earth, below thunder. Thunder within the earth. The old makes way for the new. Thunder under the earth is the image of the awakening energy of spring. Winter is a time for rest, and when that time is complete, there comes a turning point. When one is attuned to the cycles of nature, that turning point becomes apparent. So it is the activities of humankind which have their own turning points when success becomes more likely. So think about during this Mercury retrograde, what do you want to bring out into the world. And it's not a time to start something new, but if there's something you can go back and maybe you were doing it in the winter of your discontent, and now you get new eyes, new vision, new feeling for it. I'm going to be creating some classes during this time. Yes, I am. It's long overdue. Yeah, about the moon. And then I'm going to be creating a Living Astrology Daily class that's going to be all about like getting into our intuition and living the astrology rather than just stuff. Yeah. So stay tuned for those. Yeah, the right-wing influencers were very, very disappointed. Boo-hoo. Yeah. Oh, floods, earthquakes, and volcanoes. Yes. And twisters. Tomorrow's word of the day is twister. Yeah. Hey, Wisteria Bellflower. Oh, thank you. I went shopping the other day. This is from the Banana Republic. They were having a 50% off sale, so I got a few new tops. Okay, Aries. So think about that card. The turning point. And, ooh. So for Aries, I got femininity, beauty, naturalness. Femininity, if you are a woman, but also natural beauty if you are a man. But if you're not either, whatever, you just pick. Femininity, beauty, and naturalness. This is so perfect for, I think naturalness is the key word. Like being your authentic self, Aries, despite, and it's like, with Saturn and Neptune in your sign, and it's pulling back the tape because now they're both retrograde. So Aries are seeing, depending on whether you have an Aries sun, moon, or rising, you may be seeing some things like beneath the surface, or maybe you're feeling exposed and naked in some kind of way. Yeah. Let me see what it says. What else it says. This card is a reminder of your natural priorities and authenticity, and an invitation to not give in too much to superficiality. Like me being upset about the scale. But it's important because, I don't want my, I don't want my clothes to look bad. Having style and character is one thing, but becoming someone else to the despair of your authentic being who cherishes your soul is quite another. Yeah, so of Aries, think about how you are living into your naturalness, your real authentic self. And yeah, Aries especially may be feeling a little tender or wounded or like emotional over the next couple of days. Ooh, for Taurus, I got cleansing, karma, and healing. Karma is karma. Ooh, Taurus, karma is karma. The president has a Taurus midheaven, and I really feel like this is, it's time for him to reap some karma about all the, the deception is like, it's starting to wear thin. Yeah. Cleansing, karma, and healing. Interesting. Let me read that for Taurus. Okay. Aries, Mercury retrograde is going retrograde in your 5th house of self-expression, as well as dating. So you may be feeling a little vulnerable if, you're showing your creation to someone, or like in a new relationship. For Taurus, it is in your 4th house, cleansing, karma, and healing. Cleansing, I am decluttering my home. I'm supposed to be getting something today. I talked to Olga, the spatial alchemy, last week, and I committed to getting everything off the top of my desk. So that's what I'm doing on Mercury retrograde. I'm cleansing the top of my deck. Yes. Oh, when Trump stole the World Cup. Lord help for today. He stole the World Cup from the soccer players and then got all up in their picture. And they're like, what is this person doing here? That was something. Yeah. There's no way. I'm worried about him stealing the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah. I wonder if that was like a premonition of something like that. What else is he going to take? What other awards is he going to take for, or just credit? He loves to take credit for stuff. And he was asking Zelensky if he can hit Moscow. So he's mad at Putin now. This timeline blows. And so now Putin's threatening to go ballistic. It's just we need to break this this old school patriarchy ruling the world that is like this loves to be fighting, starting wars, starting conflict. Like the dick measuring contests never end, and the who pays for it? The people, the populace, the Aquarius, from these Leo people types flexing their muscles, and Pluto's opposite Aquarius is opposite Leo, so their karma is ripening. Yes, okay. There's no way out. If you've done something wrong to someone else, you will sooner or later experience it yourself, whether in this life or another. This is how karma works. And this is how it should be used once the lesson has been learned and integrated. So if there's something you've done like that hurt someone else, this can be a time for the healing, recognizing the karma. And I had this exact thing happen where last year I heard a friend. And yeah, I was just thinking about this, realizing what it was, the big cycle. Yeah, it was the Saturn return for drinking. I quit drinking last year. Yeah, it was very interesting. Okay, and I'm doing healing about that because the friend is not going to forgive me. Yeah. But I apologize. And that's all I can do, and made amends and taking steps to not let it happen again. Okay. Yeah. And what is this? Gemini. Forgiveness, freedom, reconciliation. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Yes. Oh my God. That's so beautiful after I just admitted my cleansing karma thing. Yes. Yes. To err is human, to forgive is divine. So Geminis, think about, is there something you need to forgive yourself about or someone else? And forgiving doesn't mean you get involved with someone who's hurtful, but yeah, it can be freedom. Yeah. Or is there, I feel like there's Gemini rules. Gemini. Well, Gemini does, but Mercury rules children. And with Uranus in Gemini, I'm hoping that some of the people maybe who had really big ruptures, so many people have situations where they're not talking to their children for various reasons. Maybe this can be a time where you really do some inner work. And if there's something, maybe you'll come back to each other. There's potential for reconciliation and Mercury, for if you are a Gemini, is going retrograde in your third house of siblings, as well as neighbors, cars. So, make sure you have enough gas in your tank. And if you need to service your car, it's a good time to schedule an appointment. Thought processes and communication. Cancer. Help, support, grounding. A kite always needs a string so it doesn't fly away. A kite always needs a string so it doesn't fly away. This is for Cancer. And look, he's holding his hand over his heart. Help, support, and grounding. I think this gives me the message for Cancer, and Cancer energy can be very helpful or all this kind of stuff. This gives me, put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help anyone else. It's number 14. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. And in the book, they give you the keywords, the thing I've been reading, and then there's a section for if you're single or in a love triangle energy for all the cards. But in a romantic relationship, it is necessary to have a strong grounding pillar, a role that can be switched around for it to really belongs to no one person. This card indicates that one of the partners lacks sufficient grounding in the reality of their lives and the relationship, or something for which they will soon be reproached. Out of love for your partner, you must show greater tolerance, especially at this time. Okay now, Cancer, I'm a Cancer rising. I've got to show extra tolerance for my boo, okay? He's not in any trouble, so we'll see if anything pops up that I need extra tolerance for. If you want to be heard and understood in the same way, if a situation is reversed, you need to have the patience to support your partner in their ordeals and life experiences. For better or worse, each partner has their turn, and it's time for both of you to help and not judge. Oh, how beautiful. I like that. Okay. Wow. Oh my God, my 3 cards are so perfect. You're listening for your sun, moon, rising. I'm at Taurus, sun, Aries, moon, Cancer, rising. Okay. Leo, wisdom, temperance, calm. Leo, just go home. Don't leave the house for the next 3 days. Finally, the gentle pleasures of life and some quiet time just for you. So Leo's actually maybe feeling more internal and like you want to like pull back and for yourself, be really mindful of like just letting things spill out of your mouth without thinking about them. Yeah, because wisdom, temperance, and calm is your card for Mercury retrograde, which is happening in your first house. Oh, for Cancer, it was your second house of values, income, and talents. Yeah. Or by Leo, this is your first house. Can you have wisdom, temperance, and calm? Good luck. You can do it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, Valerie. Oh, you have the same midheaven. That's okay. You're nothing like that person. Oh, that's right. Yes. Thank you, routine the day. I said I need a cleanse, and the card is like, yes, you need a cleanse. I'm going to start it on Sunday, I think. Just because you take it doesn't mean you've earned it. Yes, related to the World Cup. Yeah. What a great time to pick a fight with Putin. Yeah, when people aren't thinking clearly during Mercury retrograde, and we've got this uptick. Attacks was one of the things I predicted for Mercury retrograde. I predicted attacks, and we've already, there we go. There's been many attacks in this thing. But recreation events problems, and that Beyonce's thing, getting her stuff stolen, that might be that. And fertility stuff, Social Security is saying, made some announcement, and education issues. That's happened this week with what the Supreme Court did. Yeah, and some other things. You can watch the video if you want. Yeah, a bunch of petulant little boys, yes. Let's see what else is here. I know. So, Anna, my thing happened the day Uranus went retrograde. I wasn't trying to hurt the person. I was trying to help, but it was not done right at all. And Pluto was squaring. Pluto had just gone back into Capricorn, squaring my Jupiter. It was just the perfect storm of energy, and I was just got back from Europe, and I was all turned around, and I was having a drink, and I said something which was trying to help, but was really unhelpful, and yeah, it was just a perfect storm of energy, but it was karmic. It was karmic, and it led to me, yeah, it led to good things, but for the betterment of myself. But it was a Pluto transit for me. Yeah. Oh, okay, Virgo. Hope, future liaisons. If you lose hope, you may die of desire. Hope, future liaisons. With the South Node in Virgo, all your Virgo stuff, like think about what house you have Virgo in. It's like the South Node digs things up to our conscious attention. I have the South Node in my 3rd house. So it's like all about, I'm really confronted with how I think. And that with Virgo can be a little bit of like hypervigilance, like scanning for problems. It's because, I mean, my childhood was a little chaotic. So like trying in a Cancer rising, trying to like, is something going to pop off? Yeah, kind of energy. So wherever that is in your house, what's coming up to you about your Virgo in that house? Is it perfectionism, being overly critical, obsessive, like obsessive compulsive stuff, hypervigilance, like analysis paralysis, like trying to just like organize, make things perfect, and then never get anything done. So you can think about that. But if you're looking at what's going on out in the world and you're saying, oh, there's no hope, we're never going to vote again, this, that, and the other, I think we are seeing signs and symbols that I have faith we're not going full authoritarian, that there's going to be like this point. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that plantation that burned down, and there's been other things that are symbolic of no, we're not going back. This is rising up for a reason right now. Okay, let's see what this says for Virgo. You need to block all negative interventions that obscure your vision of future romantic entanglement. Like if you keep like patterning what happened in the past is going to happen in the future. No, we're in a new world. There's all this new energy. You can recreate your life in new ways. Can you let go of past disappointments, learn the lessons, and move forward with hope and that possibility that good things could come? Only trust in yourself. Listen to your intuition and emotional perceptions. Be even more careful than usual with so-called benevolent counsel offered by friends and family, as you must not be influenced by anyone in your choices. The people you keep to your side must be those you can follow fearlessly, because they will light your way with true and proper advice. Don't waste your time with any others. On the contrary, duck away from their malicious judgment. However, in order not to vex them, Keep all saucy details of your happiness to yourself to protect it. Don't be bragging about how good your man is in bed to your friends, Virgo. Don't do it. Yeah. But I like this. Stay away from malicious judgment. With Virgo, I feel like the malicious judgment is coming from inside yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Treasure all your future hopes and fully live in their ideas that nourish your heart and soul. Yeah. Liaisons. And what does that say on the top? I don't know. Ooh, Libra, marriage agreement officialization. Long live love and those who love life. Look at this for Libra, the sign of the partner. I love this. Like, what are you committed to? What you may be thinking about old marriages. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Virgo, this is going in your 12th house. So really notice if you're like all sorts of things are coming. The Mercury retrogrades in your 12th house. If all sorts of things are coming up in your subconscious, like especially if they're negative messages and judgment about your own self. Yeah. And so, for Libra, it's your 11th house of hopes and dreams. So this is a great time to review your hopes and dreams, Libra. And what does one-on-one partnership mean to you? What is love? Great time to review old relationships. In your mind. And what did you learn and how you're doing things differently and all of that kind of stuff. And how can you, if you're married, add even more sizzle to the relationship. Venus and Mars are in square, which can be tense, but also can be a little sexy. Yeah. For Scorpio, discovery, unveiling, and laying bare. Step by step towards the real you. And this looks very similar to me to the Aries card. And Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars, and Mars is conjunct the South Node. Discovery, unveiling, laying bare. I think journaling can be great for Scorpios. Yeah, and for Scorpio, it is in your 10th house. So Mercury retrograde is in your 10th house of career. So just be mindful at work to be a little extra careful about your communications, making sure you get to meetings on early and all that kind of stuff, because there can be problems with Mercury retrograde. And you could be laid bare by making, in a meeting. For Sagittarius, generosity, compassion, kindness. Have your hand on your heart, but keep your heart well in place. Generosity, compassion, kindness, Sagittarius. This is going on in your 9th house of higher wisdom, how you think. So some things may be coming, like your philosophies may be really coming to your mind. And can you have compassion for what other people are going through? Yeah. There's so many people like in this time where if they're not dealing with, fear about being snatched off the street, there's, all this rain is causing flooding all over the world. Jupiter in Cancer, climate change. Yeah. And so people are really in need, like what's going on in war zones. It's just, yeah. Can you have say a little prayer, maybe, Sagittarius, for people suffering? Yeah. And maybe help out if you can in some way. Yeah, some of them need some help. Whether it's a kind word or a donation, all those kinds of things can help. Yeah, and you can pick one word from each of the cards, because that's like, now you got to have 9 words after this. 9 words. 9 words, you can write them down, and what do they mean to you? And that could be a Mercury retrograde experience. Oh, I love that. I'm going to write my 9 words down. So Valerie, Mercury retrograde in your first house. What it means is the first house is the house of the self and the vitality and how other people see you. And if, as a Leo rising, you're here to create or hold space, or you can think about, are you really letting your light shine? How are you holding yourself back in some ways? How are you valuing yourself? Are you needing the approval from other people, or can you find that appreciation that Leo desires in yourself? Yeah, these can be questions, like you can be excavating stuff in yourself, and you may be deciding to make some changes about how you communicate, about how you with your own business, about how you might want to rewrite like copy and stuff. Like this would be a great time to review your website and think about how have you changed from when you and your mission statement, has that changed? That's what I would be thinking about. Yeah. Okay. Willow for food. Will meow for food. I love your handle. You're a Leo sun and Mercury in Leo, just going to zip your lips and fingers. That's a great idea, for especially around the station. Yeah, next week is a little dicey with Venus and Mars in square. Squares are tense. Venus, what we desire, and Mars, how we take action to get it. It can be like you finally do the right thing, like you get what you get what you wanted, but just be aware there can also be conflict. Hey, Martha Bowles, yes. Oh, you're a first house Virgo. Oh, okay, yeah. So you know what I was talking about with that card. Yes, there's still like masses amount of good people around, like people who can be negative and nasty. They're in our intention, because they get attention, but there's so many wonderful people around. I've been finding myself, like when I'm walking around, just connecting with my people in my local community, just whether it's just saying hi to strangers or smiling more and more, and feeling that warmth of community, because in this time, community is so important. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting card for Libra. That's 11th house. So the 11th house is a house of good fortune. Commitment and patience in your relationship. I love that. Oh, Valerie. Oh, I'm glad you're welcome, Valerie. Yes. And I'm assuming that's you, Valerie. If not, sorry, White Hawk. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that was helpful. Okay, where is Capricorn? Listening, analysis, meditation. Meditate, think, and you will understand. For Capricorns, Saturn is in Aries, and it just went retrograde. So this is really, and that's your chart, Saturn rules your Capricorn planet. So this is a really good time for you to go internal, really think about, okay, Sagittarius, 9th house, Capricorn's 8th house. Yeah, the 8th house is a house of deep psychological processes. That's where you're going to find wisdom. If you have the 8th house also rules taxes, if you need to do some tax stuff and organization, great time to do this. Great time to think about your will. That's an 8th house topic. Or shared assets. Maybe you and your boo, if you share assets, we'll be talking about that sort of stuff. or reflecting on it, and try not to get in an argument. Yeah, but yeah, this is a great time to think about those topics. Yeah. Hey, you're a Capricorn rising. Okay, great, Hilda Puppies. So Mercury's retrograde in your 8th house. I want you to really watch your dogs and see if they're like, if you notice they're a little, if you notice anything different about their behavior during this retrograde. That just came to me. Or how you behave with them during this retrograde. Like, how does this Mercury, because the 8th house is in our blind spot. We can't, it's a quincunx. The 8th house and the 6th house are quincunx, the ascendant. So we can't really see it. And if your ascendant's at 15 Capricorn, really be mindful about not being around people who are sick. Yeah. If your ascendant's at 15 Capricorn or 15, what's on the other side? Aquarius. Wait. 15 Capricorn. Is that? Yeah. 15 Capricorn or Pisces. Be mindful to try to not to be around sick people. Something also always happens with shadow with them. Yeah, with your puppies. I saw this cutest thing where there was this little dog sitting in a car seat, like looking out the window about time to go spend $500 on my tummy ache at the vets. It was so funny, one of these little Instagram things. Hi, Sasha. Yeah. Hey, Patty. Oh, your dog's sitting and your dog is jealous and acting up. Yeah, okay, so Main Street Madre, that's part of your Mercury retrograde. Notice if they get, like, if they get even more at each other. There was a period, I wonder if it was retrograde, where Debo, when little Sweepy was still alive, little Sweepy would come and like want to like lay in the same bed, and Debo would be like, they were jealous of each other. Yeah, maybe you could give a little extra love and attention to your own dog because he's jealous of having to share time with you. Okay, Aquarius, nostalgia, intellectualization, emotions. If you look over your shoulder, you can't see the path before you. With Jupiter in Cancer, there can be a lot of nostalgia. This Mercury is going retrograde in your 7th house, so you may find yourself drifting to thoughts of the past and thinking about somebody who good and well, you don't need to be involved with, but think about only the good stuff around it. And yeah, just notice if you have nostalgia for old relationships, especially if you're married and you're like, oh, when I was with Bo when I was 22 years old, and oh, he brought me flowers, and oh, he la 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 la, and you're looking at your lump on the sofa, thinking about Bo Buchanan. Yeah. That made me think of One Life to Live. Yeah, anyway, notice if you're drifting off into nostalgia, Aquarius, and thinking the grass was greener back then, and then you run into Bo, and you're like, oh, not what he used to be. And his wife is looking at him on the couch thinking about Sam. So it is what it is. This is a great time to be grateful for what we have in the present moment, rather than having nostalgia and romanticizing the past. Ooh, Pisces. Shush, hush, silence. Mom's the word for Pisces. This is so interesting for Pisces. because this is in your 6th house of things that go wrong with your health. Employees, oh, be careful about being critical of an employee. They may say you could take this job and shove it. Yes, that may be for Pisces. People who live on your property are 6th house. Your pets are 6th house. Don't yell at your pets if you can help it. And what else? It's like about daily routines and rituals and service. Shush, hush, silence. Mum's the word. Let me read that one to see what it says for Pisces. It's number 10. And that's what retrogrades, go internal, talk internally to yourself rather than, this good advice has been proven time and time again, and you need to hear it and put it into practice immediately, whatever your personal views or opinions about the events and people in your life. Don't take the easy road of becoming a spokesperson, because if you do, you will have to take the ownership of being a mean gossip. Ooh, this is like when gossip can boomerang back at you. Be careful, Pisces. Mum's the word, especially with the North Node in Pisces. Like this is great because Venus next week is going to square the nodes. And it's like, do I like just be compassionate towards Cassandra and keep my mouth shut about what a loser her new man is? Or do I gossip and tell everybody about it? Mum's the word. Yeah. Mum's the word. Because tails will be carried. Yes. You have 2 planets at 14 Pisces, Virgie. Okay, Virgie, on August 11th, Jupiter and Venus are going to meet at 14 Cancer in a trine with your Pisces placements. So you can think about you can maybe question, is this going to help me, saying this, going to help me gain the abundance that the Jupiter Venus conjunction could portend? Or am I going to mess this up, Mercury retrograde, and by saying something? Okay. Chiron and Mars. This could be a really healing time for you. Really healing time. By doing this internal work. Yeah. So you have Mercury at, what house is that in, Virgie? You have all these Pisces planets, and they are quincunx Mercury in Leo. So that's blind spot energy. So something may be coming in for your blind spot. And so that's like, be careful about being around anyone who's sick, because lots of things are going around. Lots of viruses and things are going around. So be careful about if somebody looks like, use your judgment, use your intuition. You got it, Pisces. They look, stay away from them. And definitely don't get involved in arguments with people. When you're driving, carefully check your blind spots. No multitasking when driving is what I would say, because that quincunx can be, something can come in and out of your blind spot and be a problem. Yeah. So just be aware. Yeah. And Mum's a word. Yeah. Oh, your 4th house. Oh, I think what's going to happen is you're going to be coming to awareness about like maybe family stuff, about where you are in the birth order. Like maybe if you have siblings, there'll be something about a story that comes to your conscious attention about, maybe something at church, because this is going retrograde in your 9th house. You may be thinking about what you were taught in your home about religion, spirituality, all sorts of that stuff, and how you've changed, how your mind has changed and opened up as you've grown, with Uranus and Gemini, which can be like a little bit of mind shattering. Yeah. So think about that. Think about, like, you may find yourself drifting to thoughts about childhood, like you and your siblings, if you were treated differently. Where are you? Were you the favored golden child? Is Leo energy? Who was the golden child? And think about, and the other thing that may be coming to your attention is about spirituality and how your thought processes are different than what you learned at home, or the same. Like you may be thinking, oh, I'm so glad I got that type of whatever it is, wisdom about the world. Yeah, and you're a Sag rising, so yeah, you probably think differently than your family that you were born in. Yeah, I think. Okay. Oh, Casey, thank you for being so sweet. I am here to make people giggle and wiggle. Yeah, I like to help people find the joy through the mundane aspects of life. Yeah. My pleasure, Virgie. So glad it helped. Okay, let me see. There's a question here. Hilda Puppies is a Pisces sun, Capricorn moon, and Cancer rising. Pisces sun, Capricorn moon, Cancer rising. Hilda Puppies, be careful if someone asks you for advice. Because this is like the truth hurts energy. You might want to take a pass. Mum's the word. Listening and now, just be there. I think if someone's asking you for advice, I feel like you can be there as a listening ear to help someone talk through their issue that they're having with their child, their boo, their pet, their boss, whatever. Being a listening ear, help grounding them, like just being supportive, but beware of saying what you really think about Joe or whatever, because they may be getting back together even if they just broke up. Mercury's retrograde. So that's my advice for you, Hilda Puppies. Be there to listen. Or if you need someone else to be a listening ear for you, you could ask for that. Thank you, Wisteria Bellflower. That's okay, Hilda. I'm still giving you the same advice. Do not worry about it. You're Cancer rising. Yeah, you're there to help, support, and ground, just like me. Okay, take good care, everyone. I'll cross-post this on YouTube. Have a beautiful day. Check out the links in my bio. There's some free things as well as other things you may want to join. And as always, come for a reading, an astrology consultation if you want to talk about more specifically related to your chart, what you're experiencing right now. Take good care.